because of like us briefly meeting at that's what helped team you up with us for the Emerald City Gala when we did those interviews there, and we've kind of just been pretty cool friends since then. But Lex, let's go ahead and jump into things here. You sent us a couple of your own tracks, which again, music, and you do everything. Like I didn't even know that you were into music, and all of a sudden you were
really?
yeah, and all of a sudden you were like, oh, I'm dropping new music and all of this, and it's just like Lex, what can't you do?
Well, no, people that have been following me for a long time know like I did music first before anything, before I ever even touched the camera, all of that.
That's one of our questions.
Yes.
Oh,
What came first, the chicken or the egg?
Yeah, no, I did music first. Like in North Carolina, I used to go by Alex. And,
that makes sense. Your
does?
name's Alex.
Oh yeah, yep.
What do you mean? Oh, it does.
Hey, some people be like, your name was what? Yeah, no, seriously, yeah. Nah, that was my rap name for mad years. And then nobody shot videos down there and nobody did a lot of other stuff. So I always kind of did music, but now I'm like, all right, I'm gonna do it on like I'm in the industry now.
You have this platform now that you're able to actually yep, I love that.
Yeah, so it went backwards, but it always kind of came full circle. And now I can like mix the two that I can like do pretty okay. So it's like it's finally what I wanted to do.
Yeah, I love that. Benny, can you go ahead and play a clip for us of Sad?
We're yelling. Yeah. I've been overthinking, I've been drinking, I've been popping tabs. I've been reckless seeking, focus weekly, trying to get some cash. Don't having nothing, I want more than I done never had. It seem like I get more money when I be sad. I've been overthinking, I've been drinking, I've been popping tabs. I've been reckless seeking, focus weekly, trying to get some cash. Don't having nothing, I want more than I done never had. It seem like I get more money when I be sad. Open up the door, it's a party with all my vices. If I bleed into my art, I can increase all of my prices. Every time you did me dirty, that's the fuel that got me nicer. Swear that life is such a swear to God I'm about to fight her. I ain't answering questions. All my friends just died. Recalculate my direction. I know they never cared about.
Thank you, Benny. No,
that was dope.
Wasn't it? No, I was saying, if
dope.
you guys weren't awake before, y'all are definitely awake now. I didn't know like what to expect with your music, to be honest. And yeah, I had no idea what to expect. And when we were listening to it, I was kind of like, I don't think I can necessarily pinpoint like who you sound like.
Awesome.
And no, exactly. And Shantae was like, so what is it? And I was like, honestly, I don't think I can say. And she was like, oh, okay. So maybe we can just ask him like who maybe inspires your sound, or like where does that come from? Because it is pretty unique.
I love that you said that.
Yeah, it is very unique.
I wish I would have sent you the whole project and not just those ones.
We listened to the whole thing on your website.
Oh.
On the way here. We listened to it through and through.
That's what hosts do.
That is awesome.
Deep dive.
That's awesome. Wow, thank you. I would have to say my inspirations range from like musical to visual media as well. So I'm a visual learner. So I'm inspired by, I guess, like music people. I would say like your people like, when I say it, you're gonna be like, oh, but like Donald Glover, for example.
Yeah.
Because like, he not just does music really, really on a high level. He does film on a high level. He does acting on a high level. I kind of would like to follow in that same, I don't want to say footsteps, but that same, our brands are similar.
Yeah.
Yeah, so definitely him, Tyler, the creator.
Yes. I love him.
He's kind of multifaceted as well. Like all the people that I look up to and idolize don't just do music, but they do music really well. And it's really don't sound like nobody else.
That's very true. Because as soon as you said Donald Glover and Tyler, the Creator, those are, again, two artists of mine that I think about that have a very unique kind of sound.
Yeah.
Like when they come on, you can identify, oh, that's a
them.
that's a Gambino song, or oh, that's Tyler, the Creator. So I definitely feel like that's something that you're establishing.
I don't have the sound, but
like
luckily it don't sound like anything else. I mean, I have influences,
of course,
but
yeah.
like right now, no one's like. And the people that do it, they super reach. They're like, yo, it's because I have a braid. They be like, yo, you sound like Kendrick or like Uzi or Wiz.
Gotcha.
And I'm cool with whatever. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, no, not really though.
Right.
I think you're underselling yourself though too, because I mean, you are obviously hearing yourself. Because I hear myself and I'm like, oh, I'm just another like guy in the air.
critic,
But other people are like, yeah, I hear you. I'm like, what do you mean? Like, oh, you're totally different than everybody else. I'm like, but I don't hear it because it's me.
Yeah.
So you
Right.
probably don't hear yourself because it's you. But like, I kind of got a little like Lupe Fiasco and maybe a little B.O.B. Like from
I love Lupe.
okay.
See,
Yeah, I
so
do
like
love
I got a
Lupe
little flair
Fiasco.
from that from hearing your stuff this morning.
A lot of that
Yeah.
is because I'm still from the East Coast. So like, if
Mhm.
it was up to me, and if I didn't understand that boom bap rap music is
Mhm.
not palatable for the
Right.
average listener, I would just make the whole project's just gonna be like that.
Yeah.
Get your stuff together track,
Yeah.
which is just rapping.
Yeah.
But I know that's not palatable, and nobody want to hear that.
But it's ultimately you to begin with.
So I'm gonna still love it and
Yeah.
sneak one in there, but
Mhm.
I know no one's trying to hear me rap their head off for 3 minutes.
With is it SAD or is it SAD? Like
It's just either one. It's an
Okay.
acronym. It stands for seeing Alex down.
which I was gonna ask you about, because it's like, when listening to the lyrics, it sounds like you're talking about like maybe someone in particular, but is it about like somebody in particular that maybe
that
like
particular record.
makes you realize, or is it just kind of like as a whole, like all these other factors in your life kind of thing?
Yeah. It's more so the factors. Yeah, that one is just about. It's more so kind of like a me at me record.
Love
Like
it.
it's more so like a going over the checks in my brain.
Yeah.
What has happened,
yeah.
what will happen, what happens as a result of other things happening.
Yeah, I feel like I can hear that when you're and I like the breakdown that comes a little bit later in that song too, like the little change up.
Yeah, I was
like,
trying to be like sicko mode.
I liked it. No, I did. I liked it. Another thing I like too is how you layer your vocals. Like you're saying the words throughout the track, like but in two different voices kind of thing.
I can't even take the credit for that. My boy Poison Jams, he engineered all the sound for the short films, for my music, for beats, for anytime I need the cipher. He did all the vocals for all the artists for that. So without that, he's like my 40 if I'm Drake, and I'm not Drake. But that's my 40. Yeah, that's my guy. But he like got this like $6,000 booth where I just go in there. He was like, bro, just yell. Just go in there and just yell. Because I'm trying to like transition to me eventually to like kind of more rock, grungy, screamo.
Which I can hear, yes.
Yeah, so we're trying to ease the people into that.
I like
I'm
that.
not just trying to rap all the time. I want to try to like, rock the F out.
No, again, that's awesome because you're unique. You got like a nice sound for it. And another thing, we were talking about how like your sound or something might not be palatable. Like, what does that even matter? Like, if it's music that you like to make, why does it matter if it's palatable or not?
Because you still want to try to get some money off it.
You gotta give the people what they want.
Yeah.
But I just like, if you're doing something new and different, like that's innovative, and like you don't think that might be like your push,
I think it's
or like
it's a possibility,
Yeah.
but I can't bank
People
on
aren't
it.
True.
that innovative.
Yeah, I
True.
can't bank on it. If everybody thought like that, then
Right.
we would be good already.
Right.
Right.
Fair. All right, let's see. What's the next question you want to ask him, Tam?
I feel like you answered the one question that I had, which is like, what came first, photography and like film directing or rap? But I guess what I'd like to know, of all the things that you do, which one of them feels more like work and which one feels more like fun or like a passion or a hobby?
That's a good question. That is a really good one.
I think there's times where all of it feel like work.
Yeah.
But there's more times where it doesn't feel like work, just because this is my full-time job. So
Right,
like I don't gotta go
right.
spend 8 hours doing nothing else.
Right.
So like I don't gotta get off work and be like, oh man, like I gotta go on this podcast to try to promote my brand and then go to work after that. Like this is me starting my work day.
Yeah.
So like most of the time, like, and this is fun. So
Right.
most of the time, everything I do is pretty fun, which
Yeah.
causes problems like in my personal life because girls are like, "You're not working." I'm like, "Yes, I am.
I
My
feel
job's
that.
just fun."
I feel that. I could see that. I could definitely see how people might like misinterpret work for play
Yeah.
and all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Hey, like Drake said, he said, "I drink too much and I smoke too much. I don't know how serious she takes me."
Why did I not?
I didn't
Did
say
he
it.
really say? What song
He
is
said
that?
that.
I'm
He
sure he
said
did.
it.
It
He
sounds
said
like
it.
something he'd
What
say.
song is that?
I can look it up. I just know a lot of Drake lyrics off the top. Like that's my goat.
Yo, that's Shantae's man's right there.
I'm just
That's
saying.
crazy to me. I'm sorry. I'm just Drake cracks me the heck up a lot of the time.
Has COVID-19 had any effects on like your workflow or like your bag, like, or have you been able to continue to do work since you're free? You're not free.
You're your own boss.
But
yeah. What does that look like
you're
for
your
you?
own business, so like you don't really stop.
Yeah, I would say COVID safely, of course, like the movers and shakers are still gonna move and shake.
Right.
Like for example, like today I gotta go after this get a COVID test just to go be on a movie, just because everybody on set like gotta like make sure you're safe, you know what I'm saying? But nah, business still been people still been. I mean, people been catching checks.
Of course,
so if
right.
the people are catching checks, they gonna want to go spend their checks on some videos and photos and content and stuff like that. So based on that, I can tell like the whole world ain't down.
Right.
Or I wouldn't be getting any business.
That's why I love asking that question when we have guests, because I feel like it's kind of an assumption that everyone's like struggling right now.
Yeah.
But a lot of people are like not.
Some people are thriving.
Half of the country running around saying it's a pandemic, and the other half is sad.
I am weak.
I'm just saying, half
like
of the
that.
country running around and they doing quite fine.
Yeah.
Like better than they would ever have done outside of the pandemic.
No,
so.
That's absolutely true. I have seen so many people who have been able to take this time to like launch their business or like write that book and that kind of stuff and like actually really
mad scripts done.
Grow themselves and all that. Really?
2020 was the best year of my whole life.
See, so he's also, you're a screenplay writer too?
That comes with just kind of being in the film industry.
Makes sense.
Well, for me, like that's why I kind of said like I do like everything in that industry just because I've been doing that for like 5 years, and you have to start doing everything or you just won't be able to do anything.
Yeah. Yeah. You briefly mentioned earlier about that Tacoma Cypher.
Mm-hmm.
We saw that as well, and your flow on there was like really different to what we like heard on your album.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's different.
Yeah, no, like
well, you can't be all soft and sad talking.
No, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta come with the energy when you're around like legends too.
Well, I know, like we were watching like, you know, Perry, we know Tezza Talks. Like that's incredible. How did you get linked up on that project, or like what was that for you?
The city of Tacoma hired me to put that project together, so I got to pick all the rappers. I sourced and produced, picked everybody that was in it. I got to pick the beat. I got to pick the location. I shot it with the drone and all my company.
So you had like creative control over this?
Mm-hmm. Well, we couldn't cuss.
Oh, well, I mean, city of Tacoma.
We couldn't cuss or like, you know, do nothing like that. But yeah, I had full creative control. And they ended up loving it. So I should be able to do it again in a bigger capacity next year. And somebody ended up not showing up because I wasn't originally gonna put myself in it. I'm not that narcissistic.
No, that was why I was asking. So when you said you were in control of it, I was like, oh,
let me throw a verse
in there.
Someone ended up not showing, so I ended up having to insert myself, and luckily, like the pressure of that and a lot of it turned out great. So.
That's really dope because like on top of the fact that was something that you did and like put together, you being able to also like participate in it and it's still like it added to the project rather than like maybe like took away or something.
Well, part of me really just wanted to show everybody too, it's not just about the music. For me, it's like both.
Yeah.
And it was the perfect first project to show like both sides.
So how did they? Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, like what is the city of Tacoma plan to do with it? Like,
what was it for?
It was already a part of the virtual 2021 MLK celebration.
Okay.
So there was an entire program that's still up on YouTube, Facebook, all that on the city of Tacoma's Facebook and YouTube.
Okay.
But I was just in charge of the artsy cipher part. Pretty much.
Yeah. We'll have to check that out.
I know. I want to check that out too.
Yeah, Tina's in it. A bunch of people that I know from Tacoma are in it, like legendary people that are from Tacoma.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
I don't know a lot about like Tacoma and the people from Tacoma, so it was interesting to like see that and vibe with it. You know, there's people always try to do that whole Seattle Tacoma hate or whatever. You know,
rivalry.
Yeah.
What is that?
I'm gonna be the liaison to the city.
Okay.
I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I'm not super,
you're gonna bridge them together.
Yeah, like I exist and coexist in both, and everybody know that. So it's all love.
Yeah. Well, we do need to wrap up soon, but I want to ask you one more really quick question before we do. Any quick advice that you can give to anybody who does want to be like a freelancer or an influencer, kind of like, you know, what you've been doing?
Start their own business.
Like
long story short, you can do that by setting short, attainable goals. For me, it was don't go work a job, make $100 a day, because that's what the average person kind of makes in a day at 8 hours a day. So you can make $100 a day without working a job. You don't got to work a job. And if you can't, then go get a job.
I like that. That's simple too. That's really simple. Look, I'm over here thinking about my dink
No,
self.
most people can make $100 a day because Depop, you got eBay, you got
Yeah.
OfferUp, you got all of these different avenues, Uber Eats, just the cart thing with the groceries. There's mad different ways you can go walk dog. You can it's 2021.
True,
You don't
right.
gotta have a job. If you
There's
don't want to, you
OnlyFans.
can work for yourself. Facts, yeah. Lexflix and chill in full effect.
Yeah, well, Lex, really quick before we sign off, let the people know where they can find you. Plug yourself and
Okay.
yeah.
It is Lexscope, Lexscope on any platform known to humans, even anything. You can Google it, Instagram it, Facebook it, Twitter it, LinkedIn, anything that exists.
Love it.